who will be presenting today. All right, Marius, take it away. What do you got for this week?
Okay. Excellent. So once again, welcome, Ed. So today, on behalf of the Pomodoro Timer group, what I will be kind of going over is our objective for this week. And to do that, I will first need to pull up Chrome. There you go, Google Chrome. Can you see my screen, Ed?
I can see it.
All right, awesome. So the way that we kind of figure it this week is we're basically looking to accomplish a few things. And basically, it'll kind of tie in between our TDD and our Trello board. So those are the two documents I'm going to reference for presentation purposes today. But for our actual for TDD this week, basically, we want to ensure that the site largely scales between mobile and desktop widths. 80% of features are usable in all widths. So we want to focus our efforts on what front-end functionality that we do have for this week, at least get that 80% minimum, right? Then second of all, we want to do be feature complete. So 80% of features are present in the site and are usable in their final user flow. Ugliness and bugs are expected because, we'll be touching those up next week. So that's completely understandable. The last thing that's mentioned here that we're going to carry over from last week is going to be our API. We've already reached more than 80% of needed backend APIs or all APIs. But the last part that we're working out right now is the exact slash commands, hitting those API endpoints. So by us doing that, focusing on that today and tomorrow, we're going to go from like that 85, 86% that we're currently sitting at and reach 100% across the board on back end. And then, like I said, we'll just be focusing our efforts on, the UI, UX functionality and basics for this week. In reference to the Trello cards that kind of line up with this, we have some Trello cards right here that I think came a little bit stock when we got the initial Trello board. But they're pretty much the same because our app is not a front-facing app. All of our logic, all of our work is in the back end, right? And Slack is kind of like the front-facing user experience to a certain point. But we do still have a little bit to do. So we want to be able to create a user account where users can sign in, sign out, and change their password. We have the sign up already implemented with the Auth, but we got to flesh out the sign in, sign out, and change password features for this Trello card. For the landing page, we will be giving them the option, once again, to sign up, sign in. But the main thing about the landing page is visitors can quickly discover what the product does. And the vision for this is kind of creating basically a blurb or giving them just a brief stance of what Pomodoro or Focus Timer is, how it will benefit you, and maybe create some product mock-ups on the landing page that kind of maybe show what the app looks like in real time as the user would experience when they actually have downloaded or subscribed to the app. Last but not least, these two are kind of in the back end once the user signs in is a user settings page where they'll be able to change their email and change the password, kind of the standard, when you have a user settings. And then also a billing page where a user can collect payment, where we can collect payment info. The subscribers can process their payment through Stripe and once again activate their subscription. So they can choose to probably do this from the landing page, or if they're a free member initially, they can choose to also go ahead and do this in the back office as well too once they sign in. And last but not least, our navigation is pretty standard. Sign up, sign in, sign out, and then a breadcrumbs. We're not sure about the breadcrumbs because we're not a very front-facing app or front-facing application at this point. So that one we're kind of debating amongst ourselves. But we will have a side menu where we'll kind of link between the user settings, the billing page, and the initial landing page, so to speak. So basically, that's what we have came up with as far as our goals and what's going to be worked on this week. So at this time, I will kind of open it up for your feedback and your thoughts on how our week is shaping up.
Great. Thank you, Marius. In regards to some of the things that you went over, excuse me. breadcrumbs, I agree with you. I don't think that that's much of like a consideration for this kind of interface. I'm sure there's some like application, and by application I mean like the applying of breadcrumbs that could be done theoretically, like if you nested things inside of a user dashboard. But for the features that you have for this dashboard, I really don't think that that's going to be necessary. That's also one of those stock things on the Trellos that we uh, kind of massage into like everybody's project. Um, billing should only be accessible from. Oh, I'm still recording. Well, I'll just close before I start recording. I think billing, not think. I know that billing should only be a concern of like a user dashboard of a settings area. So when it comes to on the front end, I think you can. I think it makes sense, and you would be doing yourselves a favor to uh, have a portal of like buying a paid membership through the front or through other parts of the application. But in regards to handling that payment, just throw that all in user settings. No other place. Maybe that's obvious, but I just the way you phrased that, wasn't sure if that's where you were going with that. And here, let me stop this recording while we're still going.